Welcome everybody to part 3 of the Launch Lab. We're going into the launch formula. I'm going to run through this. We're getting started. If anyone hops on live, I would let you guys in. Otherwise, we're just getting recording and I'll post the replay. If you do hear my children, they're in the next room over. If I sound a little echoey, I'm sorry. This room is empty. I don't know why I decided to record in the one room that isn't done in the house, but this is my office, so it felt right to do it in here, and I'm kind of loving the lighting. Without further ado, I'm going to stop yapping and I'm going to start getting into it. So let me go to the next slide. We're going into the launch formula today. The lesson outline, what we're going to be going over is the 7-step launch formula, which I actually changed, of course. It's no longer 7 steps. I'm going to give a quick email marketing breakdown since everyone in the community decided that they want to learn email marketing too. And then I'm going to give you guys your resources, your workbook, all the stuff I have for you, including your pre-built funnel that is just going to help you get leads and have a free opt-in page. So the launch formula. Step 1 is going to be the free experience. So the free experience, which can be your freebie, a webinar, a masterclass, etc. We're going to go deeper in depth in this. But your free experience plus your offer, which we created in the irresistible offer training right before this one, subtract minus the objections, why people don't want to get started or what they might be fearful to get started with, plus a deadline. You need to create urgency. Put the 4 of these together and you have a successful launch. So step 1, like I said, the free experience. This can be social media content. This can be a webinar, a challenge, masterclass, emails, text messages, a podcast episode, or a free PDF. Plus your offer, refer to the Create Your Irresistible Offer lesson. We already talked about what your offer is. Just a reminder, your offer is not your product. It's not the same thing. Minus the objections. Some common objections are going to be fear, time, and money. Those are the top 3 common objections of why people don't get started, don't buy your product, and don't move forward. Plus a deadline. You need to create urgency. If you post a PDF for $17 and it's just always $17 when you're launching it, why are people buying it? Nobody's gonna buy it because there's no urgency. It's not going anywhere. There's no bonus that's leaving. There's no price increase. There's nothing that's happening. They can just buy this product whenever they want, which will lead to them procrastinating and them either forgetting about it or just never doing it. So these are the 4 main launch phases. Phase 1 is your pre-launch. Phase 2 is your pre-launch. Phase 3 is your launch, and phase 4 is the post-launch. So let's dive a little bit more in depth in each. For the pre-launch, this is when you're doing your market research. You're seeing what other products are out there just like yours, what they're charging, what they're including, how many people are buying it. You're just out there looking around to see what's out there. And then you're going to give out some Hollywood hype. When I say Hollywood hype, I mean, when there's a new movie coming out, they start marketing that like a year in advance. You are hyping this up everywhere on your social media and your communities and your emails. You are just hyping it up. And that includes sharing behind the scenes footage. You're validating what you're doing and you're beginning to tease your clientele, your followers, your leads about what's coming up soon. You guys may be seeing that I've been doing all of these things as we go through it for my new 12-week coaching program that I am launching at the end of this month. So just take a look at me, for example, whenever I'm launching something or whenever something's going on. Take a look and see what I'm doing. And you're like, oh, wait, she is doing that. Oh, she is practicing what she's preaching here. Phase 2, the pre-launch. This is when you're building authority. You're showcasing your credibility. You're anticipating the objections. So once you're in this pre-launch, the pre-launch phase, people might be coming at you with some objections already, and you can keep these noted for the launch. High value content. You want to be giving tons of education, tons of value, and you want to start building. That's my dog. You want to start building relationships or rapport with your clients, your customers, your leads, and everybody. Just keep building that relationship. Hold on, I'm going to pause this so I can tell him to stop. Was he stopping on his own? He's stopping on his own. I don't want to jinx it. Push. Oh, he made me go forward a whole page. We're going too fast. Launch. I was like, wait, we're not in the push yet. Launch, the launch phase 3. This is your launch vehicle. Okay, so this is actually like your program, your product. How are you launching? Are you doing a webinar? Are you doing a challenge? What is your launch vehicle? This is where you're doing promotional campaigns. This can be email campaigns, social media campaigns, paid ads, affiliates, whatever it may be. And then you're actually going to open the cart. So you're actually going to let people buy, let people get inside. Those can be sales calls, bonuses, whatever you're doing to let people inside. And the last phase, post launch. This is when the carts close. If this is a limited time offer or if the bonuses are expiring, whatever it may be, that part is closing. You're going to follow up with those who have purchased, and even those who haven't purchased. You can start downselling them into smaller products, cheaper products. You will have a debrief of how your launch went over. You actually have to go back and look, okay, how did this do? How did this do? What could I do better here, there? And actually see what worked, do it more, see what didn't, don't do it again, or make it better. Next, you're going to do some FOMO promotion. So maybe the first 3 people that bought got this freebie, and you have a couple testimonials from people who got that freebie saying, oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. You're posting that. So people are like, damn, I missed out. Damn, I missed out. So the next time you do it, they're in there like swimwear. You're going to nurture your leads, your audience, your clients, your followers, and repeat the same thing. You're just always going through this phase, this cycle. And like I said, it's not 7 anymore. It's actually 8. So your pre-launch turns into your brand. This is where you're branding. This is where you're showing the vibe. You're creating emotion. You're getting them hyped up. You're saying it's coming. You're getting the buy-in. What that means is, sorry, I just had an itch. When I started talking about this coaching program, I did a poll in my community. Like, what do you guys want? Do you guys just want a course, or do you guys want like a 12-week in-depth coaching program? They voted. They want the coaching program. I got the buy-in. I know people want this before I even build it, before I even launch it, before I created anything for this program. I made sure it was something my people wanted, and they do. Pre-launch takes you into your conversion. So you want to host a conversion event. That can be a webinar, a challenge, a freebie, whatever your conversion event is, a masterclass. This is where you're going to launch that. You're going to have your launch vehicle. You're going to encourage invites. All you are trying to do is get as many people to that conversion event as possible. And again, you're going to create FOMO. So if you miss this, if you miss that, oh my God, only 5 people. However you're going to create FOMO, do that. Conversion is going to take you to your launch. Your launch is taking you to your push. When you are in launch mode, whether it's a couple days, a week, whatever it may be, you're pushing. You're creating urgency. You're telling people about these bonuses, these discounts, these payment plans, these case studies, whatever you can to share as much as you can for people to want to get started. After your push, you go into your post launch, and that's when you actually just start. Whatever it is, if it's a coaching program, if it's a course, if it's a product, whatever it is, you just start. You give it to them. You share customer success. You share experiences. You update weekly. You do surveys and feedback. You ask people what they think about it, and you get testimonials. And then you do it all over again. And as you're getting all this stuff, you're posting it, you're posting it, posting it. Even if it's like a coaching program where doors have closed, you're still posting all this stuff so that when they do open again, people are on a waiting list ready to get in. You are never not in a launch. You are always in this cycle of a launch. If you're not launching the same program, like I said, if it's a coaching program and it ends, when that ends, you're launching something else. You're launching something else. You're always in a launch at some type of phase, even if it's just refining the product that you've just launched and creating, or following up with people, or getting testimonials. That's still a phase of the launch. You're always in launch. So launching is kind of like gardening. You plant the seed, you nurture it, you give it some water, you put it in some nice soil, you give it some time. It takes time to grow a flower, a plant, whatever you're growing. You continue to nurture it. You can't go plant a tomato seed, water it once, forget about it for a week. You gave it the time, but you never go back and water it every day and think it's going to grow. So you have to continue to nurture your leads, your followers, your clients, whatever it may be. Tweak and modify when it's needed. So let's say you have your tomato in a planter in this room, and it's not getting a lot of sun and it's just not growing. Tweak and modify when needed. Bring it outside, bring it to the sunlight, bring it in front of more people, be more visible, post more on social media. Tweak and modify when needed. Trust the process. You know it's going to grow. You know what you have to do to make it grow. You have to water it and put it in sunlight. You have to post on social media and send out emails, and detach from the outcome. Don't sit there waiting for the tomato to go, waiting for the tomato to go, waiting to pick that tomato, waiting for the sale to come in, and just focus on the process you have to do to get there. You know what you have to do. Stop thinking about the outcome that's going to happen and just do what you got to do. The first launch, this is just a quick little tidbit. because this is going to be an actual whole lesson that I teach, is cache it before you create it. Every single time I launch a product, it is not created until at least one person buys it. At least not fully created, unless it's something small like a PDF. When I create a course, a product, a program, a coaching, whatever it is, it's not created until the first person buys it. Because what if no one buys it? I've had silent launches. Everybody will have a silent launch in their life. And a silent launch is just when you launch something and no one buys it. If you launch something and no one buys it and it's not even created yet, okay, cool. Throw it in the trash or rework the idea and try to launch it in a new way at a new time. That's exactly what I'm doing with this 12-week coaching program. I wanted this originally to be a course, but I didn't get enough buy-in for it to really turn out to be a course. So I went back to the drawing board. I talked to my community. I talked to my clients. I talked to my leads, my followers. They didn't want a course. They didn't want to listen to me watch videos. They wanted my hands on their business, physically helping them build their entire business ecosystem so they can do what I'm doing. So that's what I'm giving them. So just know you don't have to create something in full, take weeks upon weeks, and then launch it. No, you launch it first, and then after they buy it, you create it. Some best practices for launching: take messy action, avoid perfectionism and procrastination jail. Just do it. Don't worry about it being perfect. Don't worry about it having to be tip-top shape. You can always go back and refine it and add more. Math is the path. Metrics matter. Track everything. Track your conversions. Track how your posts are doing, your ads, whatever you're doing, track it so you know what's working. You keep doing that. You know what's not, and you either tweak it or forget about it. Try something new. Make endless enhancements and upgrades, but minimal changes. So when I'm making upgrades and changes to this, upgrades and enhancements to this Launch Lab, I'm not going to completely change what the Launch Lab is. No, I'm just going to add more classes. I'm going to add more topics. And everyone who's inside already, they just get free upgrades to that. But let's say I add 3 more classes next month to this Launch Lab. I can then relaunch the Launch Lab in its whole entire launch again. And I can say, 3 new courses or lessons just dropped. Everyone who was already inside got them free. Now it's like your guys' turn. So I get to relaunch the whole program. Do what works and do it better. Pour gasoline on the fire that's burning. I literally have been saying that this entire lesson. Find out what's working and do it more. Find out what's not and either make it work or get rid of it. And you want to keep it small, keep it simple, especially for the beginning. Solve one problem for one person on one platform. That's it. Oops. It's not over until you say so. So the launch isn't actually over until you say it's over. Let's say you have a silent launch and no one buys. Guess what? Reopen the doors. Do a special payment plan. Have affiliate people come in. Do a special sale. Do more bonuses. Whatever it is, you can just reopen the launch. Be like, hey guys, doors are open again. 3 more people can get inside. And then do that. Bonus, email marketing rundown. All right, quick little break. Bonus email marketing rundown. Everyone in the community was dying for this, so I had to make it happen. There are 6 main types of email sequences. There's many more, but these are the main 6 that I specifically use. A warm up nurture sequence, a promotion sequence, a show up sequence, a sales sequence, a downsell sequence, and a re-engagement sequence. So your warm up nurture sequence, this is going to be when people first enter your funnel, whether they grabbed a freebie, signed up for a webinar, whatever it may be. This is just warming them up to you and teaching them about what you have to offer. Apparently I didn't get a sip of water on my break. Promotion sequence could be promoting whatever your conversion event's going to be. So if it's a webinar, a challenge, a masterclass, this is when you're going to start promoting that. Show up sequence is for those who actually show up to that conversion event. They're going to get a different sequence than those who just sign up for it and never show up, or those who just got into the freebie and never signed up for the conversion event. Next is sales. This is where you're actually going to promote your offer and the product that you're selling. Downsell, this is for those who did not purchase that product. You're going to downsell them into a different product. And then re-engagement is if they just went through this entire sequence. This is all going to be all like in one. So you're going to have people moving through these sequences. Some people are going to stop at different times. And this re-engagement sequence is for anyone who's left at the end, who hasn't purchased anything, done anything, and you're just gonna kind of push them back to the top, okay? Get them re-engaged and get them back to the top and let them go through again, maybe with different products. Whew, best practices for email marketing. For content, for the actual emails, you want to have a strong subject line. You want to lean with a story. You want to have one main focus or purpose of the email, and you want to have a clear CTA. For systems, you just want to make sure you have clear tagging. So if we go back, the people who are they signed up for the freebie, but maybe they didn't sign up for the webinar. That means they wouldn't get certain things. You just want to make sure everything is very clear. And this is going to be an entirely different class I'm going to be teaching you guys inside of the 12-week coaching program. I just had to do a little bit about email sequences in here since I am giving you guys an email outline and have it all be automated. That's why we're in this digital marketing business. This is why we choose digital products. This can all be automated. So a couple resources I have for you guys, the 30 launch content prompts to help you launch your products with these content prompts, and then an email launch sequence outline. I am also giving you guys a done for you pre-built funnel for System.io if you want to use that. It is just the basic funnel, I believe, that gives you like an opt-in page and a thank you page. So just to get leads in your funnels, and you can always add other pages or duplicate what you need. So this is where you guys can unmute or ask me the questions. I'll stop the recording and answer any questions we have.